I don't know if I did a video like this, but we're gonna just do it anyway, because why the hell not? And honestly, any day I could talk about some Kuuderes, that's a good ass day. Now, what I want to basically do today is to tell you a little bit more, or at least kind of just basically praise some Kuuderes that honestly I would enjoy if I could have a Kuudere-ass harem. Now, it's going to be very obvious on some picks maybe not, so I don't know. And there's a lot of good ones that's out there, like Origami to Bitchy from Date Alive, because she's honestly, you know, acting like a dog in, you know, sometimes, you know, in like season 1. So that was like some peak-ass entertainment, and you know, Origami has always been good, honestly, you know, so it's always been like that. So, you know, she's always been someone that's been in the thought process of these type of things, but she's not on the list. And there's a few other people I can think of, but they're also not equally on the list because, well, if I were to chuck more than 7 women on a whole ass harem, then that'd just be great. That'd just being greedy. Honestly, I don't even know what to say about that. With all that being said, who is going to be in my top 7 harem? I think it's very obvious for certain picks though, like the first damn one, Konako Tojo. Now let's keep it a stack, let's be upfront, let's be true with each other. We already know about the whole high I have for this woman. We already know everything that there is to know about this woman. I'm not going to necessarily lie. There is nothing else that really needs to be said. I could just say the name and call it a day. But honestly, the glaze that I would give this woman if she was, you know, an actual wife of mine. The glaze that I would actually do would be to a whole another magnitude. You would think that I just started a whole new religion, honestly. But that's how far I would go for Konako. Like, you just don't understand. Anytime someone else says that, oh, Konako's my wife, I'm her husband, they're all some cappers. You don't understand. The true husband is the person you're hearing right now. The person that Konako would definitely like to just have a whole ass family with. And that's how it gets sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be deep and crazy. But it is what it is. Not even Issei could compare to the glorious of the BBC. So when it comes down to it, it's just supreme. What she gets with me is absolute supremeness. And let's just keep it a stack. No one else can compare. No one else can compare to this. I am like confident in this, like I'm Homelander or some shit when it comes down to it, because you can't discredit my ability to take care of Konako, because I would take care of Konako, and then, you know, gotta do what gotta do, just to keep the wife happy. So, you know, obviously Konako means a lot. So, obviously, she's the goddess of all Kuudere characters, if not all of fiction. So, that's a high pedestal to put her on, but I do believe it. And honestly, she's even way better than any other character that could ever exist, honestly. Challenged very few times, but obviously, Konako is just perfect in every sense of the word. Why am I continuing to glaze her like this? I have no idea. But still, you get the point. You get my obsession with this one character. If I was ever obsessed with anybody, it's this one. And that's essentially really about there is to it. I mean, she's strong. She honestly has the best dialogue in some of the most craziest things that you ever hear her in English dub. Honestly, she just sounds good, and she got a fine ass sister as well, so you have 2 packages in one. So that's a whole thing, right? So Konako is obviously a character I thoroughly enjoy on levels that even you guys would probably find insane. So just leave it like that, and there, Konako's number 1 in my pick. Now that I got that out of my system to talk about the goddess Konako, let's talk about everybody else. So we got Mei from Avatar, which we talked about, I believe, yesterday, or whatever the last video was. And essentially, honestly, I didn't really understand why I liked Mei until I had a whole ass stream of her, you know, some years ago, about her saving my life in a weird ass, dark ass hospital controlled by a damn demon or some shit like that. I don't know why. It was weird, but she was there for whatever reason, and it made me intrigued in Mei. And then also had another dream where we kind of were, I guess, a thing walking under a forest or whatever, leaves just falling all over the place while we just smiled at each other. And it was very good. It was a glorious time, honestly. So when it comes down to it, Mei means a lot. So I'm more willing to give her a chance now than I used to, honestly, because it was always about Ty Lee back then, right? It still kind of is. There was a bit of Toph in there as well. So, you know, it was about the 2 T's, but now it's about the M. honestly. So when it comes down to it, Mei just really good. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I would definitely enjoy a person with the body type that she got. Very slender, very thin, but also at the same time, kind of look good though. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I've just been playing the whole Avatar for Elements trainer Gentai game a little too much recently. But still, nonetheless, you know, Mei is for it. She's definitely feeding the street. Then we go to Leeway and see Chi-Chi, because Chi-Chi is obviously a character I also very much enjoy, and a character that is a bit deadpan, but at the very same time, I mean, she's freaking dead. So what do you want from me? But still, at the very same time, that doesn't necessarily change the fact that she is the type of character that fits within the Kuudere category. So when it comes down to Chi-Chi, you know, she doesn't really have much in the story, unfortunately. She doesn't have even a damn quest to herself, which is sad to say. But when it comes down to it, though, she do have a rigor mortis, meaning that she does have a tight, small cunny, so that when it comes down to it, you know, we could probably clap cheeks all day, it will just tighten back up, meaning you can get infinite tightness all the time. Maybe that's a little crazy to some, but also that is not that crazy to me, right? I mean, she's already dead, so like, what else is gonna happen? Like, what else craziness is gonna end up happening? Like, you're saying that that's the worst thing? She's dead. It doesn't matter. It's over with. It's completely over with. It does not necessarily matter. So when it comes down to it, she can always have the time to get it. Try to maybe slurp her whole cunny like some damn coconut milk, like she be craving at times. So, you know, it is what it is. But Chi-Chi just in general is still a very good character. Honestly, someone that I feel like is hella underrated because of how much really people hate the hell out of her because they pull for her sometimes on accident. But you get the whole ass point. Chi-Chi is still, you know, very good, and honestly, I feel like more people should put respect on her name, just even in general. Well, now we can look towards Raven, honestly. Now, there's only two reasons why you want Raven on your team, or why you want her in your harem just in general, like it's 5 pounds of crack, which is essentially, she has the demon form, which you have the roughest sex possible, or you just want Raven on your side because of her big booty goth ass. There's literally no other reason as to why anybody would want Raven. Does people care about her character like that? Somewhat, but not the main thing that people really genuinely care about, which is a bit sad, but at the same time, it's also like, well, can't really help it when you have literal artists calling themselves Raven, so they kind of just go out there, you know, the window and just be like, yeah, there's some peak here. There's definitely some good quality content that is out there on Raven, and Raven constantly gets content all the damn time, so it doesn't necessarily come as a surprise to put Raven here, right? And she's kind of different from most Kuuderes, I would say, because it's not that she doesn't want to show her emotion. I'm pretty sure that she would like to. It's just the fact, you know, obviously she does. She's gonna cause the end of the damn world, so, you know, that just kind of unfortunately how it's tied into her. So, you know, Raven is definitely a huge different pick in terms of exactly how Kuudere she is, but, you know, she still falls within that category, so it, you know, it is what it is. I mean, still, that doesn't change the fact that some ass slappage is gonna just happen. So, you know, Raven, prepare for that shit, because, you know, you're thinking you're gonna be rough when you turn into a whole red ass demon. You just wait till I get my hands on you. Anyway, Ran Mao from Black Butler. A character that isn't actually on some yaoi shit, but when it comes down to it, as I said before, when Black Butler recently had their whole anime to come back and Ran Mao was there, I mean, just look, Chinese looking mad good. I mean, well, what else do you need? What else do you need? The build is perfect, has sisters that can also possibly equally clap, or just some people that is very, very close to Ran Mao or something like that. Who the hell knows? Or maybe just that's how Chinese women look in this damn universe, which, shit, I wouldn't be complaining at all. But still, nonetheless, you know, Ran Mao is just really damn good and doesn't say much of anything. But still, she can get the meat in her mouth, and that's perfectly fine. She's gonna be addicted to that like she's addicted to the damn opioids. Well, or at least be immune to other drugs like opioids and things like that. I mean, hell, if that's what it gotta be, that's what it gotta be, you know? So, yes, definitely. Ran Mao doesn't do much, at least when it comes down to the animes that we have seen that she's been a part of. But she definitely has a lot of heat, though, especially if you're seeing some things in the manga where she kind of go ballistic, and it's like, yeah, Ranmao's perfect for this. She definitely needs to be here, and it's by far another character that honestly deserves to be in my waifu category, just to be honest with like the other 3 girls I also have in that category as well. So, you know, it is what it is when it comes down. And then there's Ataru, who is from Kamikatsu, who is the only other person who has challenged my goddess's throne, Koneko, for the term of being a waifu, for actually being my new main waifu, honestly, which I can't believe she honestly even got that far. But it is what it is. Ataru is fine. She is strong as hell. She has basically the same personality as Koneko, but a little bit more expressive. Just a little bit more expressive, not too much. But mainly because she doesn't want to be a part of anything lewd or horny or anything like that. But the show definitely leans into that direction for her, even though she doesn't want it herself, which is a bit funny and a bit hilarious. And honestly, the only reason why I even throw her into this whole category, or why she even challenged the position that Koneko has, is mainly because of one scene where they were looking on this MC, this trash ass MC that's even worse than the Issei, and I didn't think that was possible. But when I saw that, I was enraged, I was jealous, I was angry, I was pissed. And I never felt that way about any other character unless it was Koneko. And so when it comes down to it, I was upset. And then I almost lost my damn mind. I was thinking, ain't no way this girl right here is going to make me challenge Koneko for the throne of best waifu of all time. And I was confused for a while. But I ultimately got my brain back in order. I realized why Koneko is the waifu that she is, and why she is the main importance in my life. And so, Koneko stayed the main waifu, but Ataru, by far, is someone that definitely has worthiness of the challenging of the throne. So, when it comes down to it, it will be impossible for me to say that, no, Ataru cannot be on this list, because she absolutely should be, but she definitely throws a threat to Koneko's throne, which, I mean, you just gotta be careful with that. Too much power could be a really crazy thing. And it also doesn't help that she's also basically on god-like status with power, considering that she does literally get prayed to a lot too. And when it comes down to it, it also is the fact that she, you know, does display more power than Koneko does have. So technically she's stronger than her. But, you know, it comes down to who I like the most, and Koneko is still the main one. Now, before I say the final pick, I want to throw in Sage from Sonic Frontiers, because Sage is someone that, honestly, we don't know too much information of. There's not really much information that is out there on this character, but it would be wrong on me to not necessarily throw her in here, because she is Kuudere, and someone that I would definitely would give a spot to if there was more info on her, and kind of how she thinks and her process and all that type of stuff. And while she did make her impact in Frontiers, it's not really enough to get her on this damn list, but an honorable mention at least is worth the time of giving her. So that's what I will do here. Plus, within my own creation of my own story of where Sage is in, not gonna lie, Big Titty Sage kind of is hitting on some levels, and I kind of miss Kokatsu a little bit. I need to get back on it so I can do some more things with Sage and see what we can do. But still, nonetheless, Sage is, you know, peaked. She is definitely on that level. But if we were to put someone else on this list, the last person I would add in this harem would be Ramlethal. Now, I don't know much about Ramlethal from Guilty Gear, because I'm not really big into Guilty Gear like that, but I know Ramlethal is a chocolate princess that honestly needs to be clapped in 5 different ways than one. And when it comes down to it, she likes her burgers, so she's basically like Anby from Zilla Zone Zero, or basically Anby is like her because Ramlethal existed first. But still, you get the damn point. I'm not necessarily going to sugarcoat it, not going to lie. She's the only character within Guilty Gear that I would probably, you know, risk it all for, you know? Don't get wrong, there's fine women in there like Baiken and Elfelt and some other characters, but Strive is that bitch-ass game. It's not necessarily something I really care too much for, but still, for Ramlethal's sake, I would definitely go there for some Ramlethal cheeks, because, you know, she's kind of peaked, she's good. Plus, this whole list has a whole bunch of characters that don't look nothing like her, so adding a dark-skinned character that with that trait is honestly really nice to see. So that's also a reason why I feel like I need to. We need to give some proper respect to the chocolate princess that is Remothal, you know? And while she does have that whole animalistic, sharp teeth ass side of things, that doesn't stop me from doing what I need to do, right? Like clapping the cheeks of Ram must happen, and it will happen, and it will continue to happen, because why the hell not? And I will do anything to get that cheeks of Ram. Like if I have to shove a whole burger up her ass and eat it out, then it must be done. It must be done, and there's no one that's gonna stop me for doing what I gotta do. So wait a damn minute. Hold on. Breaking my own damn character in this damn thing. But when it comes down to it though, there is one character I absolutely forgot to mention, which is quite literally Lynette. How the hell did I forget about Lynette when I kept thinking about this girl all the time in Fontaine? I don't know how I forgot about this character, but I did. And Lynette, big booty ass, just straight, I don't even know. She fine as hell. She tells you how things kind of is, and will also just kind of, you know, go over your head if need be. But I ain't gonna say a lie. I don't know how I forgot about her, but I should honestly switch her in where Chi-Chi is. That's where things should go, because I ain't gonna lie, with her cat feline ass and just how she kind of is, I don't necessarily, I don't understand how I forgot about her. That's essentially all I gotta say for that one. But hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification ring out. Also follow me on the socials, and let's do that on the channel. Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's Boy J, sign off. Have a blessed day.